Welcome back. Last year, there were 81 fatal crashes here in Virginia involving teenage drivers. That information coming to us from the Youth of Virginia Speak Out About Traffic Safety. So sadly, 32 teens lost their lives and at least 20 of them not wearing seatbelts.
Certainly one too many here. A Virginia mother who lost her 18-year-old son back in 2020 is now turning her tragedy into action. She created the Christopher King Foundation in his memory.
So who better to have here other than Christy King this morning? Thank you so much for being here. So we heard a little bit about your son's story, but tell us, what was Christopher like?
Yeah.
Christopher was just full of energy and joy. He loved his friends. He loved to cook. He loved just the animals. He loved animals. For a long time, we didn't have animals because he was allergic. So he would run around to all the neighbors and ask to see their pets. So he just was full of life and joy.
And tell us a little bit about his accident. I believe he was not wearing his seatbelt, right?
Correct. There were 4 kids in a convertible that night. Christopher was one of them. They were a mile away from where they were hanging out, and Christopher was driving at that point, but he jumped in the back seat so the other person could drive. The driver decided that he was going to go down that road as fast as he could, 80 miles per hour. The driver was on marijuana. He didn't listen to the kids when they told him to stop, hit the ditch, and my son was thrown from the car. He was the only one that was not buckled up, and he was the only fatality.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
You're here not only to remember your son, but also here to share an important message. So talk about the courage to come out, to create the foundation, to be willing to do this every day, because it's got to be so difficult.
Yeah, sure it is. I had to do something. It helps me to keep Christopher's memory alive and hopefully prevent one parent from having to lose their child, because it only takes that one time. Christopher always wore a seatbelt in the front seat. It was that one time. He jumped in the back seat of a convertible and didn't buckle up. That took his life.
And throughout your mission, just tell us a little bit, how are you doing in all of this? Because this truly is like every parent's worst nightmare.
It is. It really is. And, I talk all the time about him, and it's hard. It's really hard, but I know that I'm making a difference and that I'm affecting people, and that people are going to remember Christopher, and remember it can happen to you, that you can lose your life.
Right.
So just, please buckle up every time. It just takes that 1 second.
And so that is the important message here that you want to convey and get across to everybody. So how, for parents who are having kids who are coming of age to be in cars maybe without their parents around or to be driving themselves, how do you have those conversations? How do you start those conversations to make sure they are staying buckled up?
They should use stories of other people that have had that happen to them, Christopher story, and to remind them every time. The most important thing is for parents to be an example. I've helped out with seatbelt checks at high schools, and if parents aren't buckled up in the car, guess what? Their students are not buckled up. 100%. So we have to set that example from day one, to buckle up and to speak out for teens. If someone else is in the car not buckled up, say, hey, I need you. I want you in this life. I want you to stay alive.
Any other advice you have for families, parents, teens, whoever it may be, about all of this?
Talk to your kids. Just tell them how much you love them. Mother's Day just passed, and it's devastating to not have your child. Just remember that. Love your kids, and just tell them as much as you can about safety, buckling up, slowing down. The biggest killers of our teens: speed, alcohol or drugs, and not wearing a seatbelt.
Well, thank you so much for being brave to come in here to share the story, to talk to us about it, and then also to make sure that people out there are hearing this message as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spreading the word. I appreciate it.
No worries. Now it's time for weather.